Right, let's talk about Tony Blair, because this in the long term is going to be so much more important than whether a few bins get emptied or not.
You started here.
Live facial... You better be careful, Mr P.
Bev, on this issue, you know what you've started, you two.
For somebody who is as contrarian as you are, you're almost the most contrarian man I meet.
Oh.
I've met a lot. You will not be allowed to walk down the street because your name will be on lists. And what this will mean, live facial recognition, tied to your digital ID, Andrew, tied to your bank account. Forget privacy, forget freedom. There's going to be none of it. And as usual, Piers, Tony Blair is the one shouting this along.
Yeah, I mean, he's obsessed with this. He tried to introduce identity cards, and mercifully...
And still is.
Stopped, and he's still on about it. This is even worse. This is real Big Brother is watching you. And, of course, it's not properly thought through, because it's one thing introducing the technology, but who is monitoring it, and how will it be monitored? How many people are we going to have to pay to watch everyone else? It becomes an absurd Orwellian kind of dystopian situation. It also really restricts people's liberty. It's also open to hacking and distortion. In fact, there was a drama on ITV, I think, a couple of years ago, just about this, about how someone was set up by them using facial recognition and playing with it and wrongly convicted people. I think it's open to all kinds of problems, and we must resist it.
I agree.
First of all, and also everyone who has a passport, in that passport is your facial recognition. It's called a photograph. And passports can be used perfectly well for recognition. But what they're talking about here is actually spying on people in shopping centres.
But hang on, you're already spied upon. That everywhere you go, you've got TV cameras, and we're being monitored constantly, hundreds of times a day. So the facial recognition, all that would mean is you're adding an extra thing in, rather like number plate recognition that we use. And if they're looking for somebody, a criminal or a terrorist, they can use that technology to pick them out. I'm against ID cards like Bev. I don't want a card to walk around my own country, whether it's digital or in paper. When it comes to facial recognition, if we've accepted CCTV, and we have, that seems to be a natural progression from that.
But CCTV doesn't stop crime.
It's doing
in
nothing
fact, quite the reverse.
crime.
No, but it can catch criminals, and in the same way that facial recognition would do it.
But what's the point of CCTV if it doesn't catch criminals?
But it does. I mean, the whole thing.
But it doesn't. We've never had more cameras, Nigel, and we've never had more crime, and we've never had more victims. It's quite obvious that the system of being surveilled doesn't work, and it certainly doesn't work for innocent people.
And it's also unmanageable. It's not possible to manage the kind of live facial recognition Blair is talking about. It's as if he's living in a Hollywood fantasy, quite frankly. This will never work. It's a very bad idea.
And it will come with conditions attached. So you might think, it's fine, I'm going to walk through Primark, Marks & Spencer, Zara, they're going to see my face, I've not done anything wrong. But once you can be tracked, then conditions will be attacked.
I think if you care about freedom of speech and liberty...
You are already in that position. This is one stage further, I admit, but you're already in that position with all the CCTV that we walk through every day.
It's not connected, and it isn't controlled in the way that the government is. And also, there has been no debate about this. There's been nowhere near enough legislation around it.
We have to dive in, I'm afraid, gentlemen.
Talking of faces, here's a very pretty one.